Brooke Shabbat Yom, brothers and sisters, Hebrews in Jamaica, the Caribbeans to West, to the four corners of the earth scattered greetings. This Shabbat lesson we're going to title it, For every wicked man, there's a wicked woman over him. For every wicked man, wicked woman, there's a wicked woman over him, brothers and sisters. Is that a biblical statement, brothers and sisters? For every wicked man, there's a wicked woman over him. Is that a biblical statement? No, it's not a biblical statement. However, it's a paraphrase of scriptures that alluded to that particular statement, brothers and sisters, right? And we're going to look into that, huh? Okay, brothers, look at the screen. We're going to look at Thessalonica, Sinai, 2 Thessalonians 3, 2-4 says, Pray that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. Pray that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. Pray that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. Right, so this verse continues, for all men have not faith, but Yahuwah is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. Right, brothers and sisters, so here are some other Bible verses that mention the wicked. Ezekiel 33, when I say to the wicked, O wicked man, when I say to the wicked, O wicked man, you will surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade him from his ways, that wicked man will die for his sin, and I will hold you accountable for his blood. Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 5:13. But those who are outside, Eliyahu judgeth. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. But those who are outside, Eliyahu judgeth. Who are those who are outside? Outside of the commandments of the Most High Yah. Those who are inside the commandments of the Most High Yah, he will judge also. Judge your righteousness. But those who are outside of Eliyahu, he judgeth. Meaning outside of his commandments, he will judge you of your wicked deeds. Therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. That's why the Most High follow up by saying, therefore, put away from among yourselves that wicked person. Because that wicked person is outside of the Most High's will. Even though it's still within the Most High will, because the Most High govern all things. He created good and he created evil. Yahuwah doeth all these things, brothers and sisters. Huh? Mishalih 4:14-19. The wicked cannot sleep until they have done something evil. The wicked cannot sleep until they have done something evil. They will not rest until they bring someone down. Evil and violence are their food and drink. How sad that is, brothers and sisters. You gotta be a vile and wicked person for sleep to evade you until you do some wicked deed to someone. Mishalih 29:2. When the righteous are in authority and become great, the people rejoice. But when the wicked man rules, the people groan and sigh. Okay, brothers and sisters, keep looking at the screen. Right, I posed a question earlier. For every wicked man, there is a wicked woman over him. Is that biblical? Is that a biblical statement? No, it's not. It's a paraphrase of an actual text in the scriptures allude to that. Right, so let's take a look at the screen. Ecclesiastes 26 and 23. Ecclesiastes 26 and 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. That's the illusion. For every wicked man is a wicked woman over him. Right? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. That means for every wicked man, there's a wicked woman over him. So that's the portion to the wicked man. That's his gift. Another wicked woman. Because he himself is wicked. Or he another wicked person to say. Right? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. But it didn't stop there, because the scripture is balanced. So anytime you deal with the scripture, you have to go with a balanced approach. Huh? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but here's the kicker. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahuwah. Right? So the balance the Most High strike here is like, you are a wicked man, huh? The Most High have appointment of a wicked woman to be with you. Huh? But if a godly woman, you will be given to a man that feared the Most High. Balance, brothers, we got to strike that balance. Hence what the scripture says, be ye not uneven yoke. Meaning, if you're a good person, don't associate yourself with wicked people. Huh? And even wicked people, they're cunning too. That's why you have to have discernment. When you pick up these things, red flags, so to speak, you must depart, flee. Do not dwell among them, because they themselves are going to corrupt you if you're not strong in Yahushua's name and his commandments, you see, brothers and sisters. Huh? So a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahuwah. This Bible verse is from Ecclesiastes 26 and 23. So in the Bible, wickedness, brothers, is the opposite of righteousness. Wickedness is the opposite of righteousness. Wickedness is the opposite of righteousness. It is defined as being bad, worthless, or corrupt, and as opposing Eliyahu, Yahushua HaMashiach, and the Bezorah, the gospel of Yahushua HaMashiach, brothers and sisters. Right? Here are some other Bible verses that relate to wickedness. Mishali, Proverbs 6:24. These verses refers to an evil woman or adulteress, which could be a prostitute or a promiscuous married woman. Proverbs Mishali 6:24. This refers to an evil woman or adulteress, which could be a prostitute or a promiscuous married woman. Mishali, Proverbs 9:7-12. These passages contrast the images of wisdom and folly, with wisdom portrayed as a generous woman who invites others to live, and folly portrayed as a seductive and ignorant woman who invites others to ruin. Sirach 25. This passage describes a wicked woman as someone who makes her husband unhappy, has a depressed mind and wounded heart. Ezekiel 33. This passage says that if someone does not speak out to dissuade a wicked man from his ways, they will be held accountable for his blood. At Helalim, Psalms 7:11-13. This passage says that Eliyahu is angry with the wicked every day. The Most High is angry with the wicked daily, brothers and sisters, huh? Okay, brothers and sisters, let's take a look at Mishali, Proverbs 7:27. That's Mishali, Proverbs 7:27. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death, brothers and sisters. So what is casual sex? What is casual sex, brothers and sisters? It is the way to hell. It will take you down to death. There is nothing casual about dying early and going to hell. Someone is lying to you about the fatal dangers, brothers and sisters. What is casual sex? It is the way to hell. It will take you down to death. There is nothing casual about dying early and going to hell. Someone is lying to you about the fatal danger, brothers and sisters. Why do they call it casual sex? Because they do it like hyenas, without the love, morality, or commitment of marriage. It is worse than prostitution. Let me repeat. Let me repeat, because this is very deep. Why do they call it casual sex, brothers and sisters? Huh? Why do they call it casual sex? Because they do it like hyenas, without the love, morality, or commitment of marriage. It is worse than prostitution. It is worse than prostitution. It is worse than prostitution, for there is no financial reward. Hence, hyena is described to many of our women today, so-called byword, because they act as such. Huh? Why do they call it plain partying or having an affair? They feel euphemism make their sins more acceptable. They hate real words with defined meaning like adultery, fornication, sodomy, or whoremonger. Bible words found in laws of civilized nations. How casual are death and hell? How casual are death and hell? They are man's worst nightmares. Readers, the whole world is lying to you. Reader, the whole world is lying to you. Reader, the whole world is lying to you about the consequences of sex outside of marriage. Hate their lives, hate their lifestyle, hate their movies and music. Eliyahu and Solomon have warned you. The feminine pronoun her is the strange woman. Let me repeat. The feminine pronoun her is the strange woman. Let me repeat. The feminine pronoun her is the strange woman, the adulteress and whore of the parable here in Proverbs 7:6-23. Okay, it's on the screen. Mishali, Proverbs 7:6-23. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld among the simple ones. I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding passing through the streets near her corner, and he went the way of her house in the twilight, in the evening. You see, brothers and sisters, describing a prostitute setting the trap and snare for that young man. So after introducing the subject of sexual sin to his son in Proverbs 7:1-5, let's look at that. Mishali, Proverbs 7:1-5. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the tables of thine heart. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy king's woman. You see. Okay, brothers, verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman. That they may keep thee from the strange woman. That they may keep thee from the strange woman which flattereth with her words, brothers and sisters. Right? Described at length a young man seduced into adultery by a cunning woman. He then concluded by begging his children to consider the terrible danger. Right? He warned his children that whorish women have wounded many men and destroyed many strong men. Proverbs 7:26, it says, for she had cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. You see. Okay, think Samson, brothers and sisters. Think Samson. Think Samson, brothers and sisters, and his horrible end. Think David and the painful consequence for adultery with Bathsheba. Think Solomon. Only the strongest men like Joseph can resist the powerful seduction of adulteress. What is the cure? Do not think about her. Do not go near her. Sexual sins begin with the eyes. Eyes is the window to the soul. Just like in Garden of Eden. What's the first thing? How do you think Hawa Eve got deceived? Deceived herself by first looking. She looked at the tree. She started beginning to imagine things. You understand? Then she acted upon the thing. You saw what I mean? And fulfill the sin, bring forth death. So what is the cure again, brothers and sisters? Do not think about her. Do not go near her. Right? Sexual sin begin with the eyes, from a plan in the mind, and then pursue the action. All sins work this way. The adulteress cannot entice or hurt you if you never think about her or get near her. You see, brothers and sisters. And so look at the screen. Look at the screen. For James said, right? James 1:13-16. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Eliyahu, for Eliyahu cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempted he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lusts and enticed. Then when lust had conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. You see. So the adulteress cannot entice or hurt you if you never think about her or get near her. Can adulterer kill you? Yes. Can adultery kill you? Yes. Think capital punishment in a moral nation. Your jealous spouse, sexual diseases, blinded judgment, suicide from guilt. Can adultery kill you? Yes, there are other ways to die. Think of a destroyed soul, ruined reputation, lost job, waste money, violated marriage, wasted money. What is alluded to the wasted money? Divorce, court system, lawyers, waste of money, giving her money, waste of money, brothers and sisters. When that could be incorporated with the family and build a family and grow. Violated marriage, offended children, illegitimate children, painful guilt, sexual bondage, hated memories, and other living dead. What is sexual bondage? When they get divorced, now you expose each other to adultery. Because that spouse is not died, the spouse is not dead yet. Because that's the only way you're going to be free from the law of marriage is when your spouse, either of your spouse die, you are free to remarry again. But because we are living in a lawless and wicked culture and wicked world system, you know what I mean, good is evil and evil is good. You see. Hated memories and other living death. Even the world knows to blame the wasted and worn out look of sinners on their hard living. Can adultery take you to hell? Yes. If hell is the grave, the place where the dead are buried, it can take you there, as you just read. You can read those in Mishaleh 16:10, 18:5, 55 and 15, 86 and 13, 116 and 3. Read those scriptures on your own time, brothers and sisters, huh? Can adultery take you to hell? Yes. If hell is the lake of fire, the place of eternal torment, adultery will take you there as well. 1 Corinthians, Rishan 6. Corinthians, Rishan 6 and 9 to 10. Galatians 5. 19 to 21. Ephesians 5, 3 to 7. Chizam, Revelation 21 and 8. Again, brothers and sisters, take these scriptures down and read them for yourself to get a better understanding thereof. If casual sex is the dangerous, why no public warning about the death and hell beyond the eyes? If casual sex is this dangerous, why no public warning about the death and hell beyond the eyes, smiles, kisses, and embrace of a seductive woman? Again, if casual sex is this dangerous, why no public warning about the death and hell behind the eyes, smiles, kisses, and embrace of a seductive woman? Because the devil and the world have conspired together to lie to you, brothers and sisters, you in Israel and the world. If casual sex is this dangerous, why no public warning like they have warning on cigarette? Warning on alcohol. You have all the warnings on other things and products in life except for sex. And immorality. Casual sex is this dangerous, why no public warning about the death and hell beyond the eyes, smiles, kisses, and embrace of a seductive woman? Because the devil and the world have conspired together to lie to you, and your sinful nature loves to believe their lies. Hawa love lies. She love the tickling ears of Hashatan. Why no warning in the news, brothers and sisters, in the schools, in the military? Because it is not popular in a sin-obsessed and sex-addicted generation. Why no warning in the news, brothers and sisters, in the schools, in the military? Because it is not popular in a sin-obsessed and sex-addicted generation. And the guiding principles that now reign are popular approval, political correctness, serving pleasure, and rejecting Eliyahu and the Bible. But why no strong warning in the large popular churches? For the same reason above. For these worldly bodies operate by the same principle, popular approval to keep the crowd coming, political correctness, serving pleasures, and rejecting the Eliyahu of the Bible. There is a warning, you are reading it. Eliyahu and Solomon warned 4 times in Mishaleh Proverbs about death and hell for casual sex. You could read that in Mishaleh Proverbs 2, 18 to 19, 5 and 5, 7 and 27, 9 and 18. Again, when you get the chance, read those on your own. Get away from any whorish woman, stay away from her, and the same applies to male whoremongers. Same applies to male whoremongers. Same apply to male whoremongers. Does casual sex have pleasure? Sin has pleasure. And the Bible admits that. Short pleasure for only a season. Hebrew 11:24 and 26. Job 20 and 5. Read those on your own. The pleasure of casual sex lasts seconds, minutes, or hours, but the consequence lasts years, the rest of your life, or all eternity. There is no comparison. Samson's minutes with a conniving and gold-digging Delilah were not worth his years blind and grinding for the Palestine before committing suicide. Let me repeat. Samson's minutes with a conniving and gold-digging Delilah were not worth his years blind and grinding for the Palestine before committing suicide. The best sexual pleasure is for believers, husband and wife, following the wisdom of Mishaleh, Proverbs, and the rest of the Bible. There, Eliyahu created the male and female bodies, invented sex, and wrote the manual for its ultimate pleasure. If you doubt this, read Solomon's love song in the Bible. If you have not experienced it yourself, read it again. Parent, do you warn your children about sexual sins as boldly and plainly as Solomon did his children? Or are you too spiritually minded, pretentious, fearful, or naive to line up with Eliyahu and his word, missing the fact that the world hits them harder than any previous generations? If you are a mother, get real like godly women. If you're a mother, get real like godly women. If you're a mother, get real like godly women. Mishaleh 6:20 to 26, 31, 1 and 3. Again, when you get the opportunity, read these scriptures on your own. There's another kind of whore. False bodies are called whores in the Bible. This is another kind of whore. There's another kind of whore. False bodies are called whores in the Bible and joining their worship in spiritual adultery and fornication. Ezekiel, Exodus 34, 15 to 16. 2 Corinthians, Rishon, Shinai, Corinthians 11, 1 and 4. 2 Corinthians 11, 1 and 4. Right? You got James 4 and 4 and Chizan 2, 20 to 22. And 17, 1 to 6. Get away from them. Stay away, for those who join them end up in the congregation of the dead and then hellfire forever. If your body and pastor do not preach hard against sexual sins, then you need a new body or pastor. Isaiah 58:1, Jeremiah 23:28-29, Shinai Timotheus 4:3-4, Hebrews 13:4. It is a sign of the perilous times of the last days that believers live and sound like the world. Shinai Timotheus 3:1-5. If your pastor does not preach like he should, then encourage and pray for them. You see, brothers and sisters, the wage of sin is death, but the gift of Yah is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach, or Adonai, brothers and sisters, huh? Okay, brothers and sisters, we're going to Sirach, right? The Apocrypha. It's on the screen. We're going to start from 25, right? 23 to 26. That's Sirach. 25, we're going to start from 23 to 26. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress. You see that? A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband maketh these things. Right? Make it a heavy countenance and a wounded heart, because she will not comfort her husband in distress, making weak hands and feeble knees. So because of her lack of comfort and care, it makes the relationship weaken and feeble. You see, of the woman came the beginning of sin. What that is alluded to? Hawa. Hearkening to Shaitan, and ate the apple and fall. So she is the portal and the way for sin and death to come into the world. And through her we all die. Through Hawa we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut off from thy flesh. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go, brothers and sisters. You see, Sirach 26. Right, Sirach 26, we're going to take it all the way to 23. Right? Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband. A virtuous woman rejoices her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace, brothers and sisters. You know, we men, righteous, upright, and just, and straight men, we desire and seek peace always. A good wife is a good portion. A good wife is a good portion. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given to the portion of them that fear Yahuwah. A good wife is a good portion. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given to the portion of them that fear Yahuwah. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he had a good heart towards Yahuwah, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. There be three things that mine heart feareth. And for the fourth, I was sore afraid: the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. There are three things that mine heart feareth, and for the fourth, I was so afraid: 1, the slander of a city; 2, the gathering together of an unruly multitude; 3, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicated with all. An evil wife is a yoke shaking to and fro. An evil wife is a yoke shaking to and fro. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that had hold of her is and though he held a scorpion. Ooh. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that had hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause a great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause a great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. What that mean? Her haughty looks, promiscuity, the way she dressed, the way she act, her fake eyelids. You see, the most have been prophesied these things, you know what I mean? The outer eyelids. It could mean jewel, you know what I mean? The eyes you see through, and though your eyelid, literally putting on a fake eyelash. Haughty looks and eyelids. So when you say the haughty looks, talking about your appearance. So your appearance is those fake nails. Also, you attach onto your real fake eyelids. Haughty look. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she does trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. So, brothers and sisters, the biblical meaning for quiver, right? It has multiple meanings, including container of arrow, or container for arrows, or symbol for relationship. So, if you look at how the Most High instruct this or construct his word through the prophets, it says, right? It says, by every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. I mean, open her containers against every arrow or relationship. It's all to deal with sexual transactions. It goes to say, right? So it includes container for arrows, symbols for relationship, and a verb meaning to shake or tremble. Huh, brothers and sisters? So, verse 13. The grace of a wife delighted her husband. The grace of a wife delighted her husband, and her direction will fatten his bones. Look at that. Grace, humility, humbleness, kindness, lovingness. You give that delight to her husband, and her direction will fatten his bones. Give that man strength. That man will keep going because he has love at home. He has peace at home. When he come home, he come to a loving family. A wife that appreciate and love him. You understand? Children that respect and obey him. A household that fear the Messiah. The grace of a wife delighted her husband, and her direction will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahuwah. A silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahuwah. A silent and loving woman is a gift of Yahuwah. A silent and a loving woman is a gift to Yahuwah. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is double grace. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. And her continent mind cannot be valued. And a continent mind cannot be valued, brothers. You cannot put a price on her mind because her mind is righteous. Her mind is always on the commandments of the Most High. Her mind is always on the mind of Yah. 16. As the sun when it riseth in the high, as the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife. As the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age. In your old age, brother and sister, she's still beautiful in her old age because she has the Spirit of the Most High and grace is flowing through her bones. As the golden pillar are upon the sockets of silver, so are the fair feet with a constant heart. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound and give not thy strength to strangers. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound and give not thy strength to strangers. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the fields, sow it with thine own seed. Trusting in the goodness of thy stock, so thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified. Having the confidence of their good descent, and harlots shall be accounted as spittle. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent, and harlots shall be counted as spittle. What a spittle? Spit, when you spit on the ground. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. Hallelujah. But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahuwah. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom, and a good understanding of all they that keep his commandments. His grace continued forever, brothers and sisters. Right? So I hope you understand the Shabbat lesson. Don't take offense of it. Those who take offense of it are wicked indeed and in nature. Right? Right, brothers and sisters? They are wicked in nature. And this is a lesson for our women and our men also, but most of our women. You understand, brothers and sisters? Both gender need to come back to the Most High and forsake wickedness. Judgment is upon the earth, brothers and sisters. Don't you see? Judgment is upon the earth. And the Most High, Yah, is a respecter of no one. He's a respecter of no one, brothers and sisters. Come back to him and live. Both men and women. We need each other in this time. Two heads are better than one. So let's come together and unite under the banner of Yahushua Mashiach and his laws, commandments, and statutes. So on that note, Baruch Yahuwah Tisavahot, Baruch Yahushua Mashiach, Shina, Vishina, blessed love and shalom.